Hello, today you will begin the process of wrapping up Unit 4, Excel spreadsheets. In this unit, we learned how to manipulate, edit, format data in an Excel spreadsheet. Today you will be creating a family budget using Excel. So I'm going to go into Unit 4, which is spreadsheets. I'm scrolling down till I find 4.04 Horton Family Budget. The due date is March 18th at 11:59 p.m. and it ends on March 25th at 11:59 p.m. I click on the 4.04 Horton Family Budget, and underneath the instructions, I'm going to see click here for the directions and click here to open the Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open the directions first, and for the purpose of this video, I'm going to move the directions so that they only fill half the screen. And then the other half of the screen, I will be using that link to open up the Excel spreadsheet. So I have the directions on one half of my screen, and I have the Horton Family Budget on the other half of my screen. That way I can go back and forth between the directions. Okay, so we're over here in the directions. Weekly family budget. Mrs. Horton is a family of 3, Danielle, Jeff, and Adeline, and needs your help in creating a weekly budget for her family. She works at Wawa making $15 an hour and works 40 hours a week. Her husband Jeff works at AutoZone making $20 an hour and works 40 hours a week. Mrs. Horton shops at Wegmans for groceries and spends $100 each week. Both Mr. and Mrs. Horton have a cell phone, and their monthly bill is $100 per month. They rent a 1-bedroom apartment for $600 a month. Their utilities are $150. They like to order a specialty pizza and soda every Friday from their favorite restaurant, including tip for $20. They each have a card to get them to and from work. Gas costs Danielle $40, and Jeff pays $50 a week to fill up. Adeline's babysitter watches her weekly for $300. And so now below here, you'll see all of the information is kind of summarized, but we have some question marks. So we need to do some calculations. First off, we need to figure out how much does Danielle make? She makes $15 an hour times 40 hours a week. So we can get a weekly number by doing the multiplication. We will repeat that same process for Jeff. $20 an hour times 40 hours a week, we will get a weekly amount of earnings for Jeff. We know they spend $100 a week at Wegmans. Their cell phone bill, however, is $100 a month. So we'll need to take that $100 and divide by 4 to get a monthly total. Their apartment rent is $600 a month. So again, we will take that $600 and divide by 4 weeks to get a weekly amount. Utilities, $150, we will divide by 4 weeks to get a monthly amount. We know that they spend $20 a week going to get pizza, and also that they spend 40 plus 50 for each of their cars for gas a week. So we will calculate that. And their babysitter's $300 a week. So we are now ready to go through our steps. Using the Excel spreadsheet, the Horton Family Budget, which you'll see here on the right, okay, we're going to go down and we're going to follow the directions step by step. Calculate how much Danielle makes and put it in B4. Okay, so we know Danielle makes $15 an hour times $40 an hour. So we can calculate that by putting in the formula, and we get that Danielle makes $600. We will then do the same thing for Jeff. In B6, we will calculate their total by adding up B4 plus B5 and coming up with a total. You will then proceed to fill in each of the expenses that we had calculated out in our directions over here. And you will add them up for a total expense. When you're finished, you will take total income minus total expenses, and you will get the value of the money left over at the end of the week. Making sure that you go through each individual step 1 through 15 so that you do not miss any steps, and you will see that each of these steps has a points value. This assignment is worth 40 points. You will submit this to the 4.04 weekly budget Dropbox. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask.